Hello and welcome everybody out there in Twitch and D&D land. I hope you're all having a fantastic Saturday. Hope everybody's getting their things together, not last minute shopping in stores because whew, that sounds like a bad idea to me. You probably shouldn't do it. But if you're watching this video right now, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. All of those interactions helps us out so very, very much. Every single time that you do that, it helps us a little bit more to be able to be potentially seen out inside of the universe so more people can find our content and see if they enjoy it. Also, if you are interested in joining any of our pay to play games, please consider joining our Patreon. We do have a number of open slots available right now, one of which is for this game. So, if you are interested in any of that, definitely check out our Patreon. Join at one of the lower tiers if you need to, reach out, get in contact with me. Follow me on Twitter. I make posts every week about the open slots available. That way, you'll be able to look at the actual listings on Roll20 to see if you want to join in on some of the fun and action. And aside from that, nobody's in the right place. I'll fix that while Kai Sneak goes over the recap.
Kai Sneak?
Don't worry about it, just do the recap.
Okay. We were on the road to Nicodranus. All the players were around except for Ryan and Bibble had dropped out, and Biz's character was still around for the time being. We were chatting with Reginald, making plans for a while, and then he teleports off ahead of us. We enter Nicodranus, attract attention, which is kind of planned, and head toward the building we were supposed to meet up with, and Sterling thinks Reginald's inside, talks to him, and turns out it was not Reginald, and we get into a big battle, and fortunately we win, thanks to Kai and his stunning the guy. And afterwards we discovered a lot of blood around the building, where we assume that Reginald got into a fight, so we run off to the caves where we were supposed to meet him. If he was injured, he's going to teleport there. We have some trouble finding him, but Kai again saves the day and finds him, and we managed to res him, and I think that was about it.
More or less. So, you all joined a party, pretty much crowd, that went back into Nicodranus before finding your own rooms that you prayed for already and going to sleep. Now, while the four of you sleep in your beds, dreaming of happier, simpler times, nothing happens. You all wake up. You hear the sounds of the city outside already beginning their hustle and bustle, and you hear the loud snoring that you swear could bend a wall coming from the numerous drunks left inside of this establishment.
Time for breakfast, and I'll head. I forgot if they had food here or not.
Presumably everywhere has food. Yeah. If it's good or not doesn't really matter. But
you find Kai in the entry room, shoveling in some porridge or something. Hungry as always.
Good morning, Kai.
Oh, he mumbles around while he's eating. That bothers him to stop.
Nice work yesterday, and I'll look around for someone to order some.
Kai points out the woman he got the food from.
Well, that was presumptuous. The woman you got the food from?
Okay, fine. The person.
So you gesture over towards a waitress, who then approaches over towards your table. Yeah, can I get you all some stuff?
Just breakfast platter, please.
More delish.
She looks at you strangely when you say breakfast platter. She goes, I'll see what type of platter we have in the back.
You're choking your food spit on.
Reggie comes downstairs, already prime, proper, well kept. Now his hair is slicked back and his glasses are currently tucked away somewhere. They're not on his face as he goes over to the table and sits down. So, we had no signs last night of a potential intrusion from our target. Unfortunately, with the magics at hand, I am to believe that they are fully aware of our dealings last night, and we were not successful in this endeavor. So, that means this entire challenge and situation is moot.
At least you didn't die. Permanently, anyway.
He just ignores the comment.
Well, we just have to shift direction then. If we...
Tyrion, where'd you come from?
Down the stairs?
Oh, I didn't see you arrive. Sneak it too?
In typical sneak fashion, just appears at the table.
No, I was always there.
You see, we tried to get, I think the problem is that, we were fishing with the wrong lure. And personally, I don't like waiting for my target to find me. I like going to find them.
And how do you suppose you will be finding them?
We find the myriad.
Please enlighten me. I like the notion of having a goal in mind, but I also like information to be spelled out in simple terms.
I have connections in the city, and I could perhaps find a way to find the myriad.
Do you honestly think that anybody here would betray the myriad as a connection? You have somebody you trust that much. The myriad run the Menagerie Coasts Undercity. Anybody who works in this city, even just an urchin, is either on their payroll or stays very, very far away for fear for their own lives. Do you have somebody you trust this much?
I've had some time away from the coast, but I can see if I can reach out to the few of the connections I had here.
Good.
And we could always ask Alana, her network.
Yes, I am curious about her network, as it was. It is very reasonable. Information-wise, they had quite a bit to offer. However, based off of my decade of searching for the myriad, I am very confident that we will not find a single whiff of them nearby. Whenever they have a failed mission, they always disappear from anywhere for 3 months to 2 years in that given location, leaving no traces of themselves, no signs of where they were going, and no loose ends. If you are interested, you should watch wanted posters to see how many people go missing. Those are probably the contacts they had that are already killed by them as of this morning. And, just out of curiosity, He snaps his finger, and Sterling notices outside the tavern an owl appears and then goes flying off. I will see exactly how many people have just died because of our failure.
To our credit, they did not die because of our failure. They died because they work for the fucking Myriad.
Not everybody is always aware. Sometimes they get simple jobs in the city. As a disc jockey, a carny, anything. And then somebody gets a little too close to them. They learn some things, and then they die. I will be beginning my investigation with those bodies the moment they show up. I shall be able to see if I can't get Beryl here to commune with all of them for me. To see what we can potentially scrounge up information-wise. But I assure you, the Myriad will not be seen in Nicodranus by us.
Well, then we check elsewhere.
Well, where? Where do we begin? We're at Nicodranus. They supposedly do not have access to boats, but let's be honest, they probably do have access to it somehow. The closest location they can be is over in Port Zun, Wuyan Gates, or they might have even gone directly into the Ashkeeper Peaks and are escaping to Jorhas as we are having this conversation. Regardless, where do we turn? Where do we look? We cannot possibly cover every single inch of this world. We need something to go on, something solid. And I believe the best opportunity to have something solid is to conduct my investigation as per usual with the dead, but also for us to have that conversation with Jenna.
That's what I was about to say.
We still have the body of the guy we got last night.
Yes, but that individual was just a simple person going about their lives.
Meanwhile, as he's talking,
Yeah, remote.
as he's talking, Terrence just behind him, like.
Yes, maybe we should. If they are going to be gone for 3 to 6 from this place, we can maybe have a meeting with Jenna. And
I would like those notes. However, the moment I return to the Empire, I am immediately back on duty.
I can maybe send a message and see if Jenna can meet us somewhere.
Do you think it is best to make sure she is fully aware that you are working with a disgusting dog of the Empire?
No, but I do think we should let her know that you're here and have a meeting with all of us. Maybe, I don't know if Nicodranus would be the best place, but maybe back at the temple?
Which temple? Oh, in Port No. No, that would be far too close to Trent.
Trent. Oh, Trent. Trent, yeah. Okay, and then out of character, player to player. Who had set us up with the safe house? I forget.
Owana's... Jenna?
I thought it was Jenna.
Jenna gave you the safe house?
Because it was like Jenna's friend or something like that. That's...
I don't remember.
If that's what you have written down, I thought was Owana's friend who mentioned... No, it's Jenna's friend. Yeah, she said,
okay.
Here's an open safe house. It's available to you if you need it. Feel free to use it. Yeah.
All right, well then I'm not going to mention that. I don't think.
Well, if we aren't
Oh, the safe
looking-
house has been mentioned in front of him multiple times already.
Oh, has it? Okay.
Yeah, your
Well,
party's
if-
not very good at keeping secrets.
If we
What do you
are
mean?
not,
We are the pinnacles of subterfuge.
I will stay out of that comment.
well, if we aren't looking for an immediate return on our investment, investigating where the Myriad's gone, then I can reconnect on some levels with a few contacts I've had. It will take a little bit of time, next day or two here, and probably have to grease some palms, but we should be able to get a few more hints as well to see where activity might be picking up, where certain investments are being made, that sort of thing.
By all
Sneak,
means,
yeah.
waste your time.
Sneak, we could maybe meet up at the lake. Mostus will know the spot, and he's with Jenna.
That's a good point. There was something weird last time we were there. Something in the air didn't sit right with me, but I don't. It would certainly be a safe place to meet with Jenna, and it's definitely secluded.
Yes.
It's a good plan. I like that. Send a message to Jenna. Let her know that Flame Boy here is in good hands and willing to cooperate.
Mm-hmm.
She should be pleased. Not that I particularly like doing her dirty work, but it's the situation we're in, so.
Kai, thoughts? You've been there.
I think I need more gruel. Gruel!
They come by with another
Indeed.
bowl. Your third one already.
Oh,
Just
third?
just subtract a silver from your character sheet, Kai. You'll just keep eating.
Okay, fine.
Sterling, and your platter is hashed potatoes and that looks like meat covered in white gravy.
I'll take a bite.
It tastes like meat covered in white gravy with a little bit of salt. It's not exactly SOS, it's cheaper.
Okay. When the waitress is not around, I'll spruce it up a bit with prestidigitation, just kick up the flavor.
Salt and pepper? Good.
But not in front of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
SOS is so fucking good, but when you don't add
Alright.
SMP, it
Yeah.
tastes like shit.
Yeah.
Kai pays close attention and kind of smirks when he starts eating the food, which has probably been spit. He expects it's been spit in.
Okay.
I've had worse done to me.
Around this time,
Sure, you've paid for worse.
you all hear a tacking on the window, and you see an owl out there, and Reggie just waves his hand, and the door opens up, and the owl flies in, carrying 6 pieces of paper in its mouth. Takes them. Oh. It appears they did not make that many contact. Only 6 people killed by them already. He tosses the pages onto the table.
I'll peruse them. Yes,
All of them are missing people reports. Family members, co-workers, bosses claiming, hey, they've never missed a shift before. They've been here for a year. They've been here 6 months. They've been here 2 weeks. Roll an investigation, Sterling. But all
Alright,
of them
look
are
at them
just
as well.
missing persons from last night. Kai, roll your investigation. Okay. Neither of you notice anything that stands out a lot in the investigation.
Right. Well, Reginald, maybe we, after we investigate and you do the speak, you and Varel, and we speak. There's a lake that we can go to, a spot, and I'll arrange for us to meet with Jenna.
Where is this location? I have to know beforehand, so I know that you all are not anticipating an ambush against me.
Yes, it's north of here. It's this side of the Wuyang Gates. Because it wasn't Raska Lake, right? It was just a lake or a little.
It was just the lake. It was right outside the Wuyang Gorge, inside of this forest, and it's not really a lake so much as like a very large pond.
Yeah. I wasn't like thinking like.
Yeah. What's the difference? Yeah, it's smaller than a lake, but it's bigger than a pond.
A lake is fed by a river, I believe.
Yeah, no river, so it's a pond.
Yeah. Or a.
So yeah, it's a very large pond. It's not like one of those.
Probably the size I have.
That's it. Ponds allow the entire area of a pond allows sunlight to reach the bottom.
No, then it's a lake.
Yeah.
Okay then.
It's just not a big lake. It's just a little lake,
A lake-shaped object.
A lake-shaped
Yes.
object.
Small body of water.
Yes. Very well. Well, I will see if I do not know anything about this location before we have our meeting. I suppose all of you will have your own conversation with her. Excuse me while I go visit an old friend of mine. He looks at the pages and just... Scheiße. Of course he's dead.
Can I insight?
Oh, sure.
What did he say about? What did I hear the mumble? Something dead?
Of course he's dead.
Of course he's dead.
I don't see any names of my contacts in there.
24. To be fair, your contacts, you probably don't have their real names. But
True, but there's not, like...
He recognizes one of the names on the paper. Well, congratulations. Either they are more skilled than the entire myriad, or they are so incredibly useless to them that they're not worth killing.
Kai snorts.
And he holds up the one page. This is a long-term contact of mine. He works at the mortuary outside of town. Apparently he has been missing for 2 days.
Yes.
The name listed is C. Amagon. Human, ? Is written there. Male, ? Written
See,
there.
I'm gone.
Well, that's his first initial, C. C. Amagon.
Love it. All right. Yes. When would you like to meet back? And I think we should question with you and Varel and everyone when we do the questions.
I do not want to set a specific schedule for conversations. Do none of you have capabilities of reaching out to somebody across larger areas? Fine. I'll contact you.
Perfect.
If any of you notice a piece of paper appears in your hand, do not freak out. It is me.
Perfect. Sounds good.
He stands up, and the owl flies ahead of him as he just walks out. No breakfast, just walks.
I don't think I've ever wanted to kill him more.
He's helping us.
If he had a bowl, Kai will start eating it. So not that good a waste.
Yeah, sure. There was a bowl brought out to him, but yeah, he definitely wasn't eating it.
I don't think that helping is dictating our every movement.
Of course, he has his own agenda, but so do we. And he's being awfully compliant for someone who found out that we were contracted to kill him.
This is the downside of telling a man that you're contracted to kill him. He wants to control the situations.
Who
Right, well-
would have guessed?
Yeah.
Should we go back to the room and... Well, I'm going to go back to the room and do a report. Anyone want to go with me?
You're welcome to. I need some fresh air.
I think talking to Jenna is a good idea.
Sneak, why don't you come with me, just in case there's information you can give that I can.
So, Taryn, are you going for a walk to anywhere in particular?
Kind of like the more like slummy areas, things like that, to try and talk to some of the kind of underground contacts and things that are there.
So the place you're currently at.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you
I'm
have
assuming-
particular individuals in mind?
Not that I've written any backstory for.
Okay. Roll me an investigation. Yes, Sterling?
I was just going to say, I'm assuming Kai's going with Taryn.
There was no pretense notion or speaking up, so no.
Okay.
Damn it.
So, it turns out a lot of the contacts that you've known in this city are just not where they typically are. Things are very clearly disturbed and uprooted here when you start looking around. His warnings certainly seem to have had some type of honesty to it. Even the urchins, the common charlatans, are missing opportunities of money because of the dangers that are around right now. It is very typical. So he claimed that when the myriad fail, they disappear without leaving a trace. If you have a trace, it is incredible.
Well, that and she's probably just storming around anyway.
Okay. Sneak and Kai. Because Sterling stepped away. What are the two of you doing?
Oh, I went with Sterling.
Kai.
Kai just said he's at AFK as well.
Ah. Alright, we'll stare at the screen for a minute.
I was Sterling away.
Yeah. Both of them
God
AFK'd
damn.
at the same fucking time. Okay.
Get it! No!
Yeah, look at that. Great times. Oh, hey, two people left
I was
chat.
trying to yell from the other room. I'm almost there. Okay. Sorry, I got the coffee started.
So what are you and Sneak doing?
So Sneak, we're going back to the room, and door shut, and I'll pull out the mirror so we can attempt to contact Jenna.
Okay. It rings a handful of times before eventually she lifts up the mirror and looks in. Her hair looks like she's proper, well kept. The lighting in the sky is higher than usual, but you do see that magnificent, large observatory above her, showing that she's in her office. Roll me a perception check, Sterling. And Sneak.
Oh, I'm so good at these.
All right. Sneak, you don't notice anything. Sterling, on the observatory's glass-stained window, there are markings, some of which are larger, some of which are smaller. Others have interlocking connections between one another. And all of this is blurry to you because the focus is on her, and you do see it, but you can't make out any fine print details. But it seems like there's been a lot of progress made in that observatory. Sterling, hello.
Yes, so I wanted to report in on a couple things, a couple changes that happened here, and I'm going to skip with the niceties about how the observatory looks like it's coming and stuff. So we did locate Reginald, and there's a story to be told, and I'll give her the story of
Everything?
going to the
temple.
The threat
temple?
from the Myriad,
yep,
the
fr-
journey to Port Zune,
Yep.
the discovery of the temple, the fuck up of Sneak that caused you all to almost get killed by an pretty much an archbishop of the Raven Queen. No, Sneak, you fucked up. You fucked up. That was here's a head. Like that's a fuck up. That's
I'll try to.
It wasn't Kai.
Yeah, I mean, she'll understand that
Yeah.
I'm not going to be like mean about the description of it.
Yeah.
I'll just kinda-
And then the whole Reggie
I'm gonna
thing,
skin
getting
her
back
respect
here,
game.
the mission set up, all
Yep.
of that, just nothing you're really
Yeah.
leaving out, just
The only thing that I would leave
pastrami.
out.
Are you leaving out the pastrami?
I'll leave out the pastrami, and I will leave out. There was one conversation with Reginald and I about that I sent him a message saying that we're not too much on alike or something like that. You know,
So you're
basically
leaving out that conversation. Okay.
yeah, that conversation. So it,
Are
so
we
that-
leaving in the conversation where I said that I wanted to burn the Empire to the ground?
no, we're not saying that either.
Okay, good.
I'm going to leave out like anti-empire type stuff, unless it fits in with.
No
the-
anti-Soviet conversations were had.
Yeah, I forgot you said that, Sneak. Personally, it just didn't stick in my head.
She listens through all of that and just, well, fuck.
Yeah, and then, but he's willing to have a meeting.
So he's willing to come back to the Empire, not against his will.
Correct, but he did say that once he gets back, then he's back on duty. So I'm
Then we
assuming-
arrest him and we keep him detained.
I just know
I
it'd
don't
be
think
easy.
I-
Go ahead,
no,
Sneak.
go ahead. I don't
Um,
entirely think that would be necessary.
Yes.
Really, you don't think it would be necessary? The individual who was able to scorch across the entire mountainsides over at... Shit, what was that called? Orfield. Single-handedly. He is incredibly dangerous.
I'm well aware. But he's cooperating. He has a vested interest in helping us resolve this situation.
And Sterling, you believe he has honesty in all of this, and that
I do, and I do also believe that is why his honesty stated that once he got back in the Empire, he would be back on duty. So I think it would be best to continue working with him outside the Empire, and then do what we must in the future.
so.
But maybe if you met with him at the lake, Mostis knows of it. It's the same place where they're friends.
Mostis, you know of this lake that they're talking about? I know a few lakes.
Nilfin was,
Nilfin.
was. Burial was there.
Yeah. Very good. So if that is the case,
You'll be, you're much stronger than I am, and you'll be a much better judge, in person, and then
my concern is outside of the Empire, he is allowed to do whatever he wants. And to take out a competing seat of his master would be something that would only give him bane or boon from Trent. Going there in person is going to be difficult for me to do.
Yes, I wish I was much better at these things than this.
Could you not? You're a talented practitioner of the arts. Could you not send someone in your place and speak through them?
No, that is not magic that I have ever pursued before. Controlling individuals against their will is not a magic that I personally believe should be pursued, except for the most mundane of purposes of apprehending individuals.
Well, we found it quite effective when used against us yesterday.
Apparently. And he has that object on himself, currently.
He does, yes.
I would like to get my hands on that. I wonder if there's a way that we can easily identify if it is in effect or not, so that we don't have to kill innocent people who are just in the wrong place at the wrong time. You tell him if he offers me that object, that I will have a meeting for him. I will be there with my 2 personal guards, as well as Mostis. Sneak, Terran, and Sterling are to be on my side of the lake during the conversation, and Kai stands by his side the whole time.
Not confident in Kai's ability to protect you?
I'm confident in his ability to get him.
Valid. I think he should be okay with this.
yes.
Very well. Let's say tomorrow morning. I have a very important meeting that I have to attend to with the rest of the assembly. Sterling,
Yes, ma'am.
before you leave, I need a win. Our evaluations are coming up. And if I can get this, we will receive a much larger budget, which means we can do more good. And more importantly, take that budget from those that can do worse things with it. We are making breakthroughs, but I need a tremendous amount of gold and favor in order to pursue this any further.
Understood.
Good. Well then, you are all dismissed. And the mirror goes back down.
Put away
I can-
here.
You guys are in your room, I take it?
Yeah, you're downstairs eating.
Kai sneaks out to the back alley and starts pulling out. He pulls out a creature from the bag and sees what it is.
Go ahead and roll it.
So yeah,
You know what? I'm gonna change this item to the bag of dicks.
That would only make him happier.
Ooh, 6. Another dire badger.
Cool. He does it again.
Roll another d8. 3. A smaller badger.
Rename the bag of badges.
Waiter, there's a badger in my page.
1. A weasel.
I mean, that's a pretty sick pet. Just saying.
Oh, they smell terrible.
No,
He's-
they're tiny. They can't smell that bad.
He went a
No,
panther,
they smell horrendous.
Look at this
so-
big.
Weasels
Okay.
are the fucking worst smelling animals.
Guys, go eat something and have fun.
The weasel goes off and does that. The other badgers don't give a fuck what you ask them to do. They're relaxing. And if they eat, it's on their own accord.
Okay. He goes back in and finishes off the bowl of gruel he got from Reginald.
So, Sneak and Sterling, probably around that time, you'll come back down. Taryn, how many hours, minutes were you planning on searching?
Just a handful of hours. She doesn't want to be out whenever it's late afternoon or
So
evening.
that's going to leave you away from the party for quite a little while then.
Yeah, that'll be fine.
Sterling, Kai, Sneak. Sterling,
Yeah, when
Sneak,
he,
meet Kai
um,
downstairs.
When he mentioned the to the dire badger go eat, I was picturing a scream coming from around the corner in an alley as a child's being munched on.
Devour.
Like, go eat.
That's
Comes across
exactly
his face.
that is exactly what I pictured as well. It's just like
Yeah, he went as a panther. Panthers are cool.
All right. Right. Do we have any shopping to do?
You have any money to go shopping?
Good point.
Let's forget where that's at.
I mean, there are a few things I could use, but... Oh, I no longer have the weird mask thing. Damn. What I got there first? Short sword, I have breastplate, I have earring. I have a slot that's filled with plus one AC. I have a single augment slot empty, but I only have 24 gold. Fuck me, I'm poor.
Well, we can have some go have some fun on the boardwalk. Just don't spend too much.
No.
Coming from you.
Sterling, I thought adventurers like us were supposed to get lots of money. I was promised lots of money when we started this adventuring, and
We did-
so far I'm
We did
Quite
good
poor.
for a while, but you're right. We do need to.
that fucking Allfield shit. Is it Allfield or Trustenwald? Trustenwald, that's it. We got in so much fucking debt.
You had 24 gold. That's rich to me.
Shut up, street boy.
Who?
Street boy. Used to
Oh.
seeing pirate ships with holds full of gold. I just couldn't take any because I would have been killed. What do you mean? You grew up in a brothel. I'm sure you saw lots of money.
Yeah,
Never
but
had any.
quite true.
I'm picturing Kai on the street corner now, trying to make some. Anyway,
Turning tricks. Will
No,
Hey, don't
That's-
judge.
Cash.
Make your money,
That's-
you know?
that's Gabe. That's not Guy.
Well, yeah.
No, Kai is on the S&M side of things, where it's like, we'll step on your balls for cash.
Perfect job for him.
Wait,
Just
people
for-
get paid for that?
Just for future reference, Kai has a lot more than 24 gold.
Yeah.
I don't. So
Good
poor.
to know. Good to know.
And rob him. Excellent.
How's my sleight of hand again? Okay, so should we leave a note for Taryn? Just relax. I could use some more relaxation, or go play a few games on the boardwalk.
We should probably stick together. I have a feeling that Reginald will only send one of us the note, so probably worth keeping in one place.
Yeah, we can wait here for her then. I can play some music to pass the time. And Sterling will just start by doing a few scales on his. What's he gonna play today? We'll do the flute, and then just play some songs, just playing and practicing and hanging out for a while.
Kai's kind of restless, so he kind of cases the area, sees if there's anything interesting.
Okay, roll me a perception check.
Perception. Perception.
You are clearly being watched by the bartender, who's wondering if all of you are going to buy more rooms tonight, or if he has to take you out.
Is it at 12 o'clock? What time is it morning or is it hitting towards noon?
I'm assuming after your fight, battle, and explosion yesterday, you probably slept in a couple of hours, given the opportunity.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
So it's probably close to noon.
Okay, we'll re-rent our
You'll pay for the rooms again?
Yeah.
3 rooms again? I believe that was what? 3 gold?
Something like that.
Yeah.
We gotta get more money into the party loot so I can stop spending mine.
Well, I mean, we went over it last session. You could have Kai literally steal anything from almost any shop. Just... Hey, Sneak, can you mage hand that curtain so I can see inside? Thanks.
I'm not that broke yet, but
Yeah.
soon.
I'm just letting you guys know that is totally an option for the 2 of you to do.
The answer is no.
Oh, you don't have mage hand. Damn, you need Sterling then.
And shouldn't I ever pay us back for that eyeglass we got the dark elf that ended up having to eat the air quotes kill?
Okay, wait, say that one more time. My brain could not keep up. One more
Norlum.
time?
Norlum. No, she didn't owe you for that eyeglass. And also,
bought it.
she has been the only person to compensate you consistently this entire time.
Yep, and we still have the eyeglass.
Yeah.
I know Norlum's not with. Norlum's not with us, but
Yeah, you guys have it, so like,
yeah, we have it. It's in. It's
unless you want to walk up to Jenna and be like, "Yo, give me money," like, you know. Which, Kai, feel free. Anyways, a couple of hours into you all relaxing, paying for the rooms, Taryn, you finally come back. You see all of them look to be in the exact same seats that they were previously, except now Sterling is at the head of the table playing not bagpipes.
Well, it appears that we had just about the same amount of luck.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think we can just wait till we hear from Reggie, hopefully. Do you want to go down to the boardwalk and play some games?
I'd rather. And she's like looking at the 7 gold in her pocket. Sure.
Sterling, I would love to. Let's all go down to the boardwalk.
Thank you. We are on vacation by the way. We are on vacation
After all,
after all. There we go. Thank you. Whew.
One
English
of those
this morning
tents.
is tough.
So
Yeah,
you
we can
all.
go down there and then.
All right. How
the-
much money do you all into? Wait. Sterling, charisma save. You're the only one who's still susceptible to the charms of the city. Everybody else has gotten past it.
How did I fail my save last time?
You failed twice, dude. Like that's
And There
okay.
we go.
Now you can control, and actually, the city's not as fun as you thought. Like, I mean, like it's fun for a couple days, and then it's
Kinda like
like,
going back
what
to
else is there to do?
Chuck E. Cheese or Peter Piper Pizza. as an adult, as a teen.
Well, I
It
mean,
was fun
it's
at the
it's
time,
literally
yeah.
the boardwalk. Give it 2 days and then you're bored. You might as well just sit on the fucking pier or beach and just relax. My favorite pastime is to sit on the pier and just watch people walk by. Oh yeah, there are so many fucked people in the world that have no idea you see, hey, look, they just picked the wedgie. Like, just...
Yeah, Taryn's going to have her brand of fun, which means we're going to make some money.
Oh, give me a sleight of hand check.
I'm using my game advantage.
I figured the less savory would be doing something.
Oh, so Taryn's less savory.
No, I didn't. I mean, yeah, no, but yeah.
27.
All right. Taryn, remove 3 silver from your character sheet.
No, I'm picking pockets.
I'm aware, but in order to
Okay.
do that, you look like you're playing games. Oh no, here's silvers. Here's silvers. Yes, yes, yes. And you have collected 6 copper, 6 silver, and 2 gold. Off of various carnies who are like, hey, do you want to try to shoot that thing? You're like, oh, do I? Here's the money. Thank you. Swipe from pocket. It's just...
Well, I was
These are shit
more.
carnies if they're getting pickpocketed.
I'm more or less targeting the not the carnies, but like the wealthy people who are focusing on the
tourists,
games. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
so
they're
you're
not
going into the
stupid,
nicer
right?
areas then.
Yeah, I thought that's kind of where we were going.
You said you're going to play games. When you say I'm playing games, I'm going like the general
Like the
area.
tourist, like
Yeah,
the
yeah.
tourist trap.
Right, but that's not where the rich people are.
We can go to where the rich people.
Yeah. There are specific places where the rich people would be. There are putt courses,
Rich people. are.
laser tag. No, like just more upscale things that they do. Other than knock over these pins, win gold. You know.
Yeah.
Okay. Then at that point, the die will change a little bit. So upgrade it to 11 gold instead of 2.
So it's 9 more. Okay.
Kai just keeps an eye out for any trouble, pickpockets, and looks out for any male prostitutes for other things, and also
Sure,
rolls
sure,
his eyes at Terran's technique.
Oh, you don't see that. That's a 27.
Yeah. No, you
You
don't see
can't-
shit.
You can't possibly see that. Roll a perception check.
Oh,
It's literally impossible.
Yeah, your maximum is 24. You cannot see Terran's technique. It's so good.
Yeah, so you can't make fun of it, so meh.
Yeah, Kai,
Okay.
you end up not being stolen from. I mean,
did you at least find any hot prostitutes?
it's not like they just have signs going, "We'll do tricks for tricks." Like,
Well,
you
yeah,
know,
but I mean, he knows the signs.
I mean, you'd probably have to go to one of the establishments. They don't really leave them out in the open where kids are running around.
Silly Kai. Tricks aren't for kids.
But yeah, there are a handful of taverns you could specifically just go to, and they work right out of them. It's perfectly legal in the menagerie. But it has to be conducted in specific buildings. It's not something you'll see out on the streets. This isn't
I
Vegas.
should hope not. At least find a rope.
So is that how you all spend your day?
Yeah, and if we end up going to like an inn or house of Kai's
Then-
choice, Taryn will just have a few drinks at the bar wherever we end up.
At the house of Kai Repute.
Okay. You all mingle, relax for a day while still watching over your shoulders a little bit. It's still not perfectly safe here, but you do spend the day doing what you gotta do. Kai, deduct 2 gold, and you get yours.
Do you ask for a gnome?
Not
Extra.
available.
It's the
It's
menagerie coast, not some kind of cultist sex pit. We
And
don't
make-
do such dirty things here.
Make it 4.
4 gold? All right.
Oh god.
Or 4 people. So I just need
Four people. I thought it was two per person.
2 gold per person. Are you saying 4 people or 4 gold?
4 gold, 2
okay.
people.
Okay.
He wants roast hog.
It's like another person goes up and Taryn goes, I thought he had it in him. Good lord.
Then you just see a clown car head upstairs.
Dylan,
Kai,
he
con
didn't
save.
have it in him before. He will now.
Con save, Kai.
Let's see.
17.
No, that's it.
Yeah, you don't
You're
suffer
playing
exhaustion.
Fatal now.
Yeah. But anyways, evening goes by. It's fairly late already. You head back to the place that you already paid for your rooms.
Yep.
All right. When you all finally make your way back in there, laughing and giggling, Reggie's already seated at the table, positioned at the door, looking at you all. So, did any of you accomplish anything today?
I
Productive?
tried to see if I could gain any information out in the city, and your sources are probably better than mine. Couldn't find anything.
We do have a lead on our little rendezvous, though.
Let
Comes
us
with
go
some
upstairs
strings
and
attached,
discuss
of
it.
course.
Of course. Let us go upstairs and discuss this.
I'll follow.
Alrighty. You go up into his room, and you already
Kai
see
joins.
there's a very clear tracing of silver wires all over the room. Ritual cast, ritual cast, ritual cast, ritual cast, ritual cast.
And there's a bunch of sketches on some paper on the walls, joined by red string.
No, he keeps that in a journal.
Dear diary, Kai was mean to me today. I think he's a Celezo.
He sits down on the bed, crosses his right leg underneath the left one as he sits against it, and pulls out a journal and begins writing. All right, so explain.
Yes, it's fairly simple. We will meet at the spot tomorrow. Jenna will be able to get away for just a little bit. Just so you know, obviously she's going to have, some guards with her, and 2 guards, and a friend of ours.
Is she afraid that I would kill her?
I didn't ask.
Roll a deception check.
On deception.
Would you be surprised if she wasn't?
He just looks over at you, Kai, and continues. So, what is the stipulation? I assume you're not telling me that one of the members of the Cerberus Assembly will have their personal guards with them.
No, I mean, it's just it. We're going to meet there. I mean, she'll have some 3 people with her, and then, we'll probably take our position by her, and Kai will be with you, and I think we're good. That's about it.
Really? Kai?
Oh, yes.
He
doesn't
looks
look
over at Kai.
He doesn't look at...
Who has bite marks?
He doesn't sound it. Kai's got like a giant hickey.
Yeah,
He
absolutely.
doesn't look at... doesn't always sound it, but he's very formidable. You'd be surprised. That's why I keep him around.
So she
I'm
evaluates his
concussed.
potential of being able to compete with me, at least if we start on equal terms. That is interesting. He's marking this down in his book.
I'm so curious to wonder if he believes that.
Who knows? Do you want to
That was
roll
one
a
insight.
what? Yeah,
Insight.
or do you want to roll a perception check to read the book? Stealth
I am
and then
equally
perception.
crap at either.
You'd have
You
to-
can always get a nat 20. Let's go. Do
It's
it.
true.
You have to
I'm
stealth
good at
first to
stealth,
get
so
over there.
Can I sneakily look at the book?
You can sneakily get to his side. Now roll me a perception check.
I can't read shit.
No, the moment you
What are
start
these
like
words?
leaning too far, his eyes move towards you, and you just lean back.
There was one small contingent that she mentioned. More an item of curiosity than anything else. The mask.
She wants the mask.
She would indeed like the mask.
Tell her I need to speak to her first before I confirm this. I cannot just give it to her because she wants it. This is not an item I will allow into the wrong hands.
I mean, I would try to argue that Jenna isn't the wrong hands, but I don't wish to lie to myself or to you, so fair enough. I believe it is mostly academic curiosity, but, Sterling? Rather than banter back and forth, should we just try to contact her now?
No, I think I'll be fine. You said that there's no, whatever the word is I'm looking for, going on. We're just gonna meet. We're gonna meet there. She's would like the object, and we can go from there. Pretty easy, pretty simple.
Well, you make sure she is fully aware of my intention when it comes to this object.
Your intention is to make sure. I just want to make sure I get this straight.
I must speak to her first. I will not confirm that I will give her this item if I do not deem her as having what is necessary to keep it from the wrong hands.
Right, but you, I'm sure, once you make that judgment, which you would give it to her, would you not?
If I believe she can safeguard it better than myself, yes.
You really
That
have
just
yourself
depends
in high esteem, don't you?
I am fully aware of my capabilities. I am unaware of her capabilities.
Right, a member of
Oh,
the Cerberus Assembly is not as capable as yourself. Of
Well,
course.
she is the only one who was dotted into the position. Yes.
Yes, but I can assure you that she is more than capable of keeping it safe.
You assure
I
me.
give you, I assure you, I give you my word on that. That if you give that to her, she will keep it safe.
And keep it out from the wrong hands. And you are
Keep it-
positive she is not the wrong hand.
I am positive. I don't know what else I could say to persuade you more, but yes, definitely.
He looks over at Sneak.
Yes?
Are her hands the wrong hands?
I mean, you know my feelings on the Empire.
Yes, I do.
He also thinks
Um,
your hands are the wrong hands, honestly. I mean, let's be realistically.
To be
He doesn't
perfectly honest, I
trust
think anyone's hands are the wrong hands for that thing, but I do believe her intentions with it are 90% academic. I don't think she's going to put it to any bad use. She just wants to understand it and try to figure out how to backtrace it or anything like it. She wants, her exact words were, I want to understand it so we don't go around killing innocent people with no reason. I think those were her exact words. I wasn't writing them down, but to those effect. Close enough.
An exact quote for me. Interesting.
Of all the people I have dealt with in the Empire, which admittedly is not many, but she does seem to have the Empire's best interests at heart. She has vested interests, she is powerful, but she does not seem like a bad person.
You say
far,
is the
just-
Empire's best interest at heart. Is it the Empire or her people?
Seems to be the people. She directly told us that if we caused unnecessary death, she would cease to have any ties with us. She does not want us going around murdering everyone. She was very insistent we do not kill you, for instance.
Well then. That may be a flaw of hers, but at least your word on this matter carries hefty weight with it. He looks back over at you, Sterling. You will say whatever you want in order to be successful in your own missions. I do not anticipate somebody who has to deal with prejudice at every turn to speak kindly about somebody who does not deserve it.
She is one of few who have not in the Empire. It was refreshing.
Yeah. So,
Fucking hate her handmaiden, though. That bitch
Janet?
Yes.
Janet is very terrifying.
Don't like her. Hides from me. Can't find her anywhere.
Oh, not Janet. You're talking about her other agents.
Well, I've never fucking seen the one I don't like, so... Do you have any idea what it takes to fucking stay sneakier than me? Ridiculous. I can basically melt into shadow, but no, I can't find her.
Yes. Janet is the one that I am personally afraid of out of all of her gods. I've never met somebody that is impossible to read.
I'm willing to bet she's not actually human.
Quite possibly. But I can't tell. And she always knows when I'm around. Anyways, well, at least my investigation was somewhat fruitful. The location of fuck.
See on the button? Oh no.
Well, I'm getting to that. The location where the body of Cross Hodo was tended to was at the Amagon funeral home and mortuary. See, Amagon is the sole heir to the establishment, and now the establishment is to be sold to the public if anybody wishes to pick it up. I'm debating on purchasing it myself, or at least maintaining it myself so nobody else can. When I got there, all of his notes are missing, all of his personalized files, hidden files, and two cadavers are all gone, which means they may have either killed him or he knew something and escaped. But there's no sign of struggle that I can discern across the entire location. Short of peering back in time, the investigation has proven that he had something to do with all of their encounters, as a contact of mine for several years. I would like to bring you all to the establishment, assuming you are of right enough mind currently to look around. Looks at Kai, who is still in a stupor of lust.
What? I'm good. Sneaky's the one that pulled out the head.
What does that got to do with anything?
I could make a joke about that, but I'm not going to.
Yes, I'm good. Sneak, I believe you're good. Taryn, she seems good. And Kai, you are good, yes? Shall we?
Yes.
Good, let us all go. I did not want to be there after dusk, just in case. Taryn, I assume your sources were not fruitful.
Assume
either?
away, darling.
Thank you. He heads into the street and begins walking.
Follow.
You go to the north side of Nicodranus, and right where you would be crossing onto the main road that would head back to the Wuyan Gorge, there appears to be a little bit of a marshed area outside of it. Cattails are lining across the majority of it. and there is a walkway that he begins walking upon. There's a handful of homes back here. Taryn, you are familiar with probably one or two contacts you used to have. You're not sure if they're still around, who live outside of Nicodranus in this swampy area. Because nobody ever patrols it, nobody ever comes out here. It's kind of murky and nasty smelling, so most people don't stay back here very long. And he just follows along the path for about a half mile or so before...
Kind of like look at some of the houses that are out here to see if they're still occupied.
Houses are very sparse, but roll me a perception check. It's not like any of them are grouped together. They're far separated.
Well,
in this
just
area.
more or less checking to see is there a fire in them? Like,
Right.
just trying to see if they were abandoned or not.
No signs that you can pick up on very easily. I mean, marshes usually leave a lot of footprints everywhere, but yeah, nothing that is easy to discern, and no fires. That would be easy to tell as well. Most of these houses are quickly thatched together, so they have a lot of creases in their boards. If there was a flame, you would see it. There would be a hue or a glow coming out from underneath it in certain edges. But as you've walked about this half mile or so outside, you do come across a large stone wall, and you begin walking down it. Now, the wall itself has many different crows and ravens perched upon little pikes all the way across it. The stonework looks aged, has a thick layer of mold growing on it as well. Definitely not cared for on the exterior. And as you're walking past this wall, you look in and you notice a very large quantity of grave sites here. Just rows and rows of headstones and a couple of trees here and there. You get over to the front gate, which is closed and locked. Reggie pulls out a couple of his tools and... Scheiße.
I'm just gonna watch him struggle.
Yeah. It takes him roughly about a minute or so to open the lock. Definitely not his strongest skill.
Yeah, she's just.
Right.
Dismiss everything that I bring to the table. Sure, go right for it. Get your pants dirty.
He opens up the gate, which creaks and moans very loudly, and you see that there is a single-story building with a bit of a pointed ceiling or roof that would suggest maybe an attic, but a half-attic at best. As you begin walking through, you look around, and there is an open grave site that has a shovel placed right next to it. No coffin, no bodies, nothing like that, and all of the other ones look, at least on a cursory glance, like the grass has already begun growing over top of them, as if they've been there for a little while. These are the Amagon facilities. I've spent the majority of my day here investigating. We have the old section of the cemetery. Belongs to many of the noble names here in Nicodranus and across other areas where the family wishes to be buried in the same mausoleum. On the right-hand side is more general stuff, Jane Does, John Does, so on and so forth. Inside of the estate is a clusterfuck of clutter in there. And the downstairs holding room is where I will be. Please, each of you pick an area that you wish to look through and tell me what you think. You want the mausoleums,
Yeah. I
the
think
general berry site.
I'm gonna go to the mausoleums and
All right.
I'll motion for someone to go with me. Oh, jeez.
Sneak.
I
will-
go. Oh.
Mm. No, we
I'll go-
both
I'll go through the paperwork.
So you'll be accompanying me downstairs. Very well.
I will go over what's not being searched.
Which is
I guess everything's being searched.
no.
There's the mausoleum, the notes. There's the rougher.
The general funeral area or cemetery. There is the clutter inside of the main home. Those two places are not being searched.
The main home, then.
Very well.
Yeah, if it leaves the place open, then Sneak will just go, shit. Guess I've got the graveyard.
So Sterling and Sneak are staying outside in the graveyard. Taryn is going downstairs with Reggie to look through the paperwork and the I forget what you call that thing, the place where you keep the bodies.
The morgue, or like the.
Yeah, let's just call it the morgue. Yeah, that's easy.
Yeah, she's
Um,
just a glutton for punishment.
Apparently. And then Kai is going to be looking through the hoard of the house itself. Now that we've all chosen what we're doing for the session, let us go on break. We'll be right back.